everybody. This is our first podcast of the season. My name is Sophia Smith. I am the Minnesota Collegiate DECA president.
I'm Courtney Harms. I am one of the vice presidents.
I'm Abby Paulman, and I'm also another vice president.
Ebuka Onyebu, I'm also one of the vice president.
And today we'll be talking about recruitment and how to help your chapters in gaining new members and retaining the current members. So to start off, a question that we are going to answer is, what are some things that your chapters have done in the past that you have seen positive results with?
Yeah, so actually my chapter last year, we did some ditch cleaning at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. And we got a lot of positive feedback from that. We had a bunch of people show up. We had great numbers. We got it done super fast, and we were able to celebrate with pizza as well, which also did bring in some people to ditch clean with us.
Yeah, my chapter, we also decided to do the polar plunge for the Special Olympics just to kind of obviously support and bring out DECA to everyone within Alexandria. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, we didn't have a huge turnout. There's only five of us. Yes, five. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, you're jumping in ice, but it was still fun. We had positive feedback and it helped get us out there a little bit more.
In my chapter, we usually have like a pizza during our meeting. That's something that attracts new members. And also our advisor have to give some grades or make some of the professors on campus to give some grades to the students who are being part of DECA activities. So in that case, a lot of students would like to get a free bonus mark. So that's make them to show up to DECA meeting and other DECA activities. And I've seen in my chapter that method works a lot. So that's what we do in my chapter.
And also with our chapter too, we don't do too many events throughout the school year, but some of the biggest ones that we do put on is usually around Thanksgiving time or around the holidays. We'll always put on some sort of social potluck just to kind of engage the current members that we have and make sure that anybody who does want to join, they totally can, because I know the holidays, some people, especially international students, they may not have a place to go for the holidays. And so being able to have a Friendsgiving of sorts is awesome because it, one, kind of puts DECA out there a little bit, but also allows everybody to kind of get together in a time where family is really important. So thank you everybody for answering the first question. The next question is kind of similar, but what are some things that your chapters are looking to implement within this next upcoming year?
So I've been chatting with my chapter a little bit, and we are going to start doing some more tabling ideas this year. The last couple years, we haven't really done too much tabling just because it's a lot, but this year we decided that it'll be good for us. So at the beginning of the school year, we always have a welcome picnic event for the entire college. And that's what we will be having a table set up there with our officers, and they'll kind of be able to tell first year students about what DECA is, and encourage current students as well. So I think that'll be really good for us.
Last semester we did a pie in the face contest, and that turned out a lot of rave reviews. So we're gonna try and do some more of that stuff. Just do more little interactive stuff where students are like, oh my gosh, let's get hyped, let's do it, let's get involved. Just try and do more fun things that will attract.
So my chapter, I think on the 22nd of this month, we're going to have like the club carnival on my campus. So we're going to do some tabling. We're going to add some DECA materials on the table. Like we printed a DECA t-shirt for the new members who are going to participate in DECA activities, like trying to tell them more about DECA. And also we're going to have like a spinner on the table whereby you have to spin it and you can be able to win like some DECA stuff like the cup, the mug, the t-shirt, or the stickers. So that's what we're planning to do on the 22nd of this month.
And something that our chapter is trying to implement this year is to, I mean, along with getting more engaged with the students at our school, we want to host a tournament of sorts, a volleyball tournament within either the fall or spring, where we can engage everybody in the whole school. They can make their own teams, and there would be an entry fee, so it would be a fundraiser for us, but this entry fee would be along with if family members and friends wanted to come, it would be an entry fee for them to watch as well, not just play. And this, I also did this in high school, and it was a huge hit. And so being able to bring it to the collegiate side, especially when there are tons of people who play collegiate sports, I think will be really fun for everybody, especially to kind of band together, one, see what DECA is, but two, kind of get involved with everybody on campus too. So great answers,
That's
everybody.
good.
Really enjoyed this conversation. Moving on to the next question. What advice would you give to DECA execs trying to help them with recruiting new members this year?
So the advice I'm going to give to our chapter's executive member is like, we are here for you guys, and you can always try to reach out to us if you have any difficulties or you have any issues that you would like an idea or how to deal with it. That's why we're here for you. So don't be scared, don't be shy. Like, always feel free to reach out to us. We can try to help and support in any way we can be able to do that. And also try to engage with your members. Try to do fun stuff. There is no harm in trying, you know. Just try to engage with your members. That way they're gonna feel comfortable around you and they will be happy to work with you. And also try to let them know the importance of being a DECA member, you know, like the benefits they're going to get, like for them being ahead of their fellow students, going into the real world to practice with other students, being on international stage. Just let them know like the benefits of being a DECA member. That's gonna help you this semester with your chapter.
Yeah, so I agree with Abuka 100%. I think that you just have to be able to rely on us as well. Try to do what you can, but if you run into bumps across the road, we're always here to help you guys. And also engage your members. Keep them engaged throughout the year. Sometimes there's slow points in between competitions, and people are like, what happened to DECA? Keep them engaged so that they know that DECA is always there. And even during the summer, keep posting, keep doing everything that you can to keep DECA alive. And yeah, just DECA isn't always about competition. It's about the fun activities you do in between competitions, the events, the fundraisers. Um, get DECA out there, get the name out there.
For me, I'm a very competitive person, but with DECA, I mean, I am competitive, but I love the networking and meeting everybody and having fun. And that's one thing that I think we could stress a little bit with everyone is it's not just about, oh, we're hardcore winning and doing this. It's we're a family. DECA is one big family and we have fun and we do fun things and it's not all about the grind. It's meet new people, have some fun, just give it a shot. I mean, I did and I'm here with you guys and I love it. I'm happy about it.
Good.
Great responses, guys. I wholeheartedly agree with everything you guys said, and I feel like my response is kind of going to combine the three of yours because I personally believe that don't just take DECA as a way to meet with your students and have competition practice every single week. You should sit down with your students and have fun social events, do things to engage them more so that way you're keeping them along the ride for years to come, making sure that everybody's having fun and that they're not just stressing about competition, because at the end of the day, DECA is an extremely fun club and we want to make sure that everybody feels it and that they're feeling like they have that family sense there. So kind of along with what I was just mentioning, retention, What are some retention strategies your chapter is implementing to keep with the current members?
Everybody talks about recruiting new members, but what do you do when your current members are not feeling the engagement as much as the new members? And I think that is a huge thing in DECA because we do focus a lot on recruiting new members, as we always have people coming into college. We always want those first year students to join our club. But I think talking about those achievements that the current members made can really make their day, and not only that, but it can also recruit new members, talking about the benefits, talking about the achievements and things like that of the past members can keep them engaged. And don't just like tabling, it's great, but do other events so that everybody can be involved. Abuka was talking about the spinner like at the table, and I think that's great. And then but talk about your other members too, like while you're tabling as well. I think that's a good idea as well.
I would say have your old members, not old members, previous members with you if we are doing a table or any event, so they can come in and explain, yeah, I did this competition and I did this and I loved it. Bring them in and have them share their story. It keeps them like, wow, I actually really did like it. Ooh, like it keeps them remembering the good times they had, and then it can show other people that we have fun. We have a lot of fun, and that's the best part of it all is having our old members, even alumni too, just sharing our stories and memories to keep us remembering the good times and having everyone else see there are great times.
Yeah, I think you're right, Abby. Adding to what Abby and Courtney just said, I think for me to retain the current members, uh possibly like giving them some leadership roles in the organization, probably maybe giving them like the secretary, like the treasurer, like the coordinators, the event planners, stuff like that, so that they can feel that they still have like some rights and they're being valued in the organization. And also bring them along when you're going for marketing or recruitment. In that way, they can be able to like tell the new members like their experience, what they have learned, and also if they like gain some awards or like they made it to the national stage during the ICDC or during the CDC, that is something you can be able to showcase as well. Probably maybe print like a picture or like bring along the awards during the tabling, and you can make them to explain to the new members like how they made it to the stage. And also you can let the new members to always rely on them to ask them questions like if they, because I know like some of the new members, they do come to me, ask me some questions. How does it feel being a DECA member? How does it feel going to ICDC? Stuff like that. That's a way they can be able to use that opportunity to like tell the new members like the benefits, and also they can also feel like they are being among the DECA member, and like that's what I think.
Yeah, well, something that our school also does is not only just encouraging the students whenever they do something positive, but also at the end of the year, we will host a potluck for all of our members. And usually that's a Taco Tuesday event, but it's really fun because we get to reminisce on kind of how the whole entire year went, how CDC, ICDC, Engage, Leadership Summit, all of those different events, how everything went throughout the school year. And then to also kind of send off our graduates with a family photo, if you must, of the DECA team. And everybody who's graduating that year gets a picture of the whole team, and it's just something to remember them by. And for me, the past couple of years that I've been a part of this team, I've always looked forward to getting that framed photo of everybody. So I'm very excited for it this year. So moving on to our last question. I know we've talked a lot about tabling throughout this conversation so far, but what resources are you guys going to use this year to help prepare yourselves for the new students coming onto campus to try to get some more members?
I know for sure we will be having flyers at our table. There is a lot of resources on deca.org, so make sure you check those out. There's plenty of flyers that you can use to import your own information, put your own little twist on the DECA resources that we already have for you. And I'll just be putting them out, talking about them for sure. And I think personally, I don't know what we're doing yet. We don't have it planned out specifically, but I think little mini games is a great idea to get people over to your table in general. And then from there, you can kind of talk about what DECA is and how great it is.
Deca.org, of course, is a game changer. The amount of flyer templates, just social media stuff they have on there is endless and so helpful. Also, I mean, resources for me is I'm going to be talking in the classroom with students. I'm also a tutor now, so I'll be speaking with those students and saying, "Hey, have you heard about this? Because you should check it out." Um, but yeah, I mean, in our school, we don't have a full plan yet. We haven't, at least I haven't been in a whole lot of communication with our chapter team yet and seeing what they want to plan out, but branching out with them, working together, just using everything we possibly can in the best way possible.
Yeah, adding to what you guys just said, I think going to deca.org to get the flyer. And one thing I should point out is to make sure that you're getting the correct flyer when you're trying to download the flyer. Make sure that you get the right one. And also look up for the materials like we have stickers, we have pens. Those are the stuff that you can put on your table that can attract other new members to try to participate in your game. And of course, like I mentioned before, we're gonna have like varieties of games. Probably that's something we're going to do. Of course, we're going to bring I believe in my chapter we have some Deca glasses. That's something we're going to showcase on our table as well. So that's what we're going to do.
And kind of like what everybody else was saying in terms of those flyers, for Minnesota specifically, we have decided on a very specific flyer that we want to implement this year. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and kind of show how you get to that flyer to begin with, to make sure that you're using the right template and to make sure that we're all pretty concise in what we're doing this year and to make sure that we're, doing everything pretty efficiently. So, in terms of sharing my screen, I'm going to start off at deca.org. So, when we take a look at deca.org here, in the top corner, we see About DECA. And on the right-hand side, you can see the Brand Resource Center. This is an amazing area where you can get a bunch of information, and specifically here, you've got tons of templates and tons of information to use. But in terms of recruitment, let's take a look. What we're specifically looking for here is going to be the flyer. And let's see where it is. You got to keep scrolling through. It's kind of a ways down. It is this DECA flyer right here. You can put it through to Canva, but what our school specifically did for Minnesota State University Moorhead, we put our own personal picture, and that's extremely cool because then the people who see this and who grab the flyer around campus, they now know, oh, this person's in DECA. If I have questions, I can go to that person. We put our chapter leaders on the side, followed with our chapter advisors, and we put in our information for our first meeting. And this is especially really great because we also put in a QR code, which sends the link of if someone has more questions or wants more information about our club specifically, they're going to that homepage that shows everything. So this is a great example of what a typical flyer would look at. And again, we're encouraging all of our DECA execs this year to use a similar template like this, then just modify it to your own chapter standards. So this has been a great podcast today, one of many that we are starting to do this year. And any lasting comments that any of you three may have for this upcoming school year?
Just have fun with everything. Don't be shy to put DECA out there. Go have fun, go compete, and let's win some glass at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think this year is gonna be the best one yet. I mean, coming off of last year, Texas, so much fun. It was great. And now this year, it's I believe this year is gonna be the best one yet because we have so many great people who have come from last year, and we're gonna have so many great people coming in from this year, and we're gonna have the best year yet.
Yeah, I believe this year it's gonna be a good year, and we're here to work with you. So let's work together to be the one this year.
Great job, everybody. Like everybody said, please reach out if you have any questions. We've got our specific officers for specific schools, so we will also make sure to reach out to you guys as well. But as everyone said, we will have an amazing year this year, and we're hoping we get our numbers up a little bit because we want as many people to see how awesome DECA is. So be the one this year and have a great school year with DECA. Bye.